So welcome everyone to Rising Cousins, and I'm Zaid Kazi, and today we are going to start our one video series of regional physiology. In this video we are only going to see the key functions of the kidney. So we are, as you can see, we are using OneNote and the mind map I made using OneNote. So let's start. So the kidney has mainly four functions: excretory, regulatory, endocrine, and metabolic functions. So let's see each and every one of these in detail. Yeah, so let's see the excretory functions first. So this function has been drummed on you for a lot of time, so you have the basics of it. So let's see in detail. uh, so yeah, the kidney excretes mainly three products. First is the metabolic waste products. So metabolic waste products are products which are made when the cells do metabolic processes. When the cells do metabolic processes, they excrete waste products like urea and creatinine. So the kidney has the function to be able to excrete them out because they can be dangerous to the body. They will increase the pH of the body. So yeah, so the kidney has to get rid of them. So creatinine is generally the gold standard to check the renal function. By gold standard, I mean creatinine is used to see if the kidney of the patient is working correctly or not. In the gold standard is not urea because even if the kidney is working properly, the levels of urea may be anomal because if the patient is suffering from diarrhea, it's the level of urea will increase, and if some other organs are dysfunctioning, then also urea will increase, and the level may increase or decrease. So the level of urea cannot be blamed on the kidneys. So let's head on to the another waste product that the kidney excretes, which is the drugs. What do you think happened to the aspirin you took last time? Is it still in our body? Well, no, it is not there because the kidney has a function to excrete it out. The kidney excretes the drugs and the toxins out. However, if the drug is highly lipid soluble, it will make it very hard for it to do because the nephron will not be able to excrete it. The drug will get dissolved into the cells of the DCT, distal convoluted tubule, and then into the blood vessels. So, because it is highly lipid soluble, it will pass through the lipid bilayer of the cells in the DCT, and it will be reabsorbed. So it will be very hard to do it, hard to excrete if it's highly lipid soluble. The body does not leave it there. The body first converts it into a water soluble substance by a conjugation reaction in the liver. So the liver converts it from a lipid soluble to a water soluble. The water soluble substance will then be easily be excreted. So let's head on to kidney's second function, the regulatory function. So yeah, let's head on to the second function of the kidney, the regulatory functions. The kidney mainly regulates the balance of three things: water, electrolyte, and acid base balance. Let's see water balance first. Let's imagine that you are in a desert and you have very less amount of water. So your cells are still working fine. So they will produce metabolic waste products like urine and creatinine. Urine waste products like urine and creatinine may be very dangerous to the body. So we will have to excrete them out. The kidney will excrete them out, but to make urine you need some amount of water. So but in this case we have very less amount of it. So the what will the kidney do is that to maintain both the water level and the waste product level is that it will make some parts of the nephron like the DCT and the collecting duct permeable to water. So what will the nephrons will do is that they will make the DCT and the collecting duct permeable. This will the now the DCT and the collecting duct will secrete the water into the blood vessels, thus saving a lot of water. The urine will be more concentrated than before, and so the water is somewhat maintained. So yeah, the kidneys will do many things to maintain the water balance. So yeah, let's imagine that you got rescued and sent to a hotel with a lot of water. So right, so now the kidneys will take a sigh of relief, and it will make its DCT and the collecting tubules now impermeable to water, back to normal. Now the kidney will be less concentrated. So let's head on to the second balance, the electrolyte balance. We'll have to understand this if you want to diagnose a patient's kidney. I have given some electrolytes here and their levels. Let's see each of them. The sodium ions level is in a normal person maybe between 135 to 145 millimoles per liter, and a potassium ion 3.5 to 5.5 millimoles per liter. Chloride ions will be 100 millimoles per liter. Bicarbonate ions may be between 2.22 to 28 millimoles per liter. For a calcium ion, it will be 2.5 millimoles per liter. As you can see, I have started this as important for the potassium ion. Because the potassium levels are more important for diagnosis than any other electrolyte level. This is because first of all the gap in the normal level is very narrow, and any increase or decrease in this may cause diseases. For example, if the K plus level is less than 2.5, the patient will be suffering from hypokalemia, and if the K plus levels get higher than 6.5, the patient will be suffering from hyperkalemia. So you will have to learn this because you can use this is very important to diagnose a patient's kidney. So let's head on to the third balance, the acid base balance. So the kidney also maintains the balance of the acid and base in the blood. So what will it do is that it will secrete H plus ions into the urine and absorb bicarbonate ions into the blood. So it is maintaining the acid base balance. So let's head on to the third function, the endocrine function. So yeah, let's head on to the second function of the kidney, the endocrine function. The kidney mainly produces three types of hormones, so the erythropoietin, renin, and prostaglandin. Let's see each one of these briefly. Erythropoietin is a hormone which is produced by the endothelial cells of the peritubular capillary network in the kidneys. Erythropoietin tells the bone marrow to make more RBCs. The peritubular capillary network's endothelial cells have some receptors which detect the less amount of oxygen in the body. When they detect this anomaly in the oxygen levels in the blood, they produce erythropoietin. Erythropoietin then tells the bone marrow to make more RBCs. So let's head on to the second hormone, renin. Please don't confuse renin with renin. First of all, renin is a enzyme. Renin is a enzyme, and renin is a hormone. And renin is found in babies, which help them to digest milk, and renin is helps in vasoconstriction in the RAAS system. RAAS system. So yeah, let's see renin. Renin is a helps in the vasoconstriction of the vessels, blood vessels. So what happens? So there is a whole system on it that called RAS. What happens is that first, when the juxtaglomerular cells in the neurons of the kidney sense the low blood pressure, they release renin. Then renin then activates angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1, and then Angiotensinogen is then converted by ACE, angiotensin converter enzyme, which is released by the lungs. Then ACE uh, activates angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. Then angiotensin 2 then vasoconstricts the blood vessels, which then increases the blood pressure. Then prostaglandin is also secreted by kidney. Prostaglandin is very common. It can be found in almost every tissue of the body. Let's head on to the fourth function, the metabolic function. So yeah, let's head on to the fourth function of the kidney, which is the metabolic functions. The kidney has mainly one metabolic function that we have to study for now. The kidney first converts the inactive vitamin D into its active form. The inactive vitamin D, which is 25 hydroxycholecalciferol, to its active form, which is 1,25 dihydroxycholecalciferol. This complicated process is done by the cells in the PCT of a neuron. These cells have alpha 1 hydroxylase enzyme. The parathyroid hormones first act on these cells to make them do the set process, which is right over here. So yeah, that ends of the four main functions of the kidney. So I hope you like this video. Please make to like, share and subscribe to our channel.